Hey, what's up guys? It's Vihan here. Okay, it can be challenging to work new habits into your lifestyle. According to one study, it takes anywhere from 18 to 254 days of repetitive behavior before a new habit takes hold. It sounds like a lot of work, but all habits aren't developed one by one. It turns out that some habits compound and make the adoption of other good habits a lot easier. So wouldn't it make sense to just focus on those habits? Well, let's talk a little bit more about Keystone Habits. The idea of Keystone Habits was first introduced by Charles Duhigg in his book, The Power of Habit. Unlike normal habits, Keystone Habits create positive effects that spill over into other areas. They start a chain reaction which shifts other patterns. Essentially, it creates a domino effect that changes various aspects of your life. When you focus on building Keystone Habits, you hit two birds or even more with one stone. And so, focusing on these habits is a highly productive use of your time. Now, you don't have to choose from a limited set of actions to build a Keystone Habit. As it turns out, it's not the exact act that causes the chain reaction, but rather the intent behind the act. Duhigg explains the power of a Keystone Habit draws from its ability to change your self-image. Basically, anything can become a Keystone Habit if it has this power to make you see yourself in a different way. The range of habits is limitless. Acts which are seemingly unconnected can breed unexpected benefits. So take the following for example. You start to develop an exercise routine. Over time, you increase your energy level to function better throughout the day. Your quality of sleep improves because you've expended energy and are resting and recovering properly. Not to mention that your diet and nutrition get better since you're eating healthier meals at home and even saving more money by not eating out as much. Notice the domino effect? On the other hand, whenever I fall off track with my exercise routine, I tend to also slack more with my work, nutrition, and finances because I have less energy and lower willpower. Some other great Keystone Habits I've tried to develop include meditating. I found that it improves my memory and awareness and reduces my stress levels, especially since my mind is always racing throughout the day. Another one is journaling, which can also help you improve your writing, channel your thoughts onto a piece of paper, and boost your creativity. I've discovered that the trick to the Keystone Habit is that it has to be small enough to avoid overwhelming you so that it can have a ripple effect for other behaviors to follow. There was a famous speech given by Admiral William McRaven where he talked about the importance of something seemingly trivial, like making your bed.
If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another.
It sounds ridiculous, but for some, this simple act could be a small win that gives one discipline and brings a sense of control that trickles down to the rest of your day. The hack to making any habit stick long-term, keystone or not, is ensuring that you do it regularly. The more often you do the habit, the more you'll get used to it, and eventually you'll do it without thinking, which is the definition of a habit. The idea of starting small is common among many successful habit builders. Social scientist B.J. Fogg calls this minimal viable effort and suggests that this is one of the best ways to approach building new habits. For example, taking a walk outside or doing push-ups for a few minutes is a better start than trying to run several miles every day of the week. Once you've built consistency in doing that tiny behavior every day, it's a lot easier to scale up how much you're doing. Creating consistency is the hard part, so start there. And listen, it's perfectly fine to feel uninspired on some days and not want to indulge in your habit. When this happens, think about ways that you can make your Keystone Habit a little easier to do, like swapping an hour-long workout for 30 minutes. This is something that Malcolm Gladwell calls the tipping point, the point at which you can overcome resistance and engage in this new behavior. Now, not all Keystone Habits are positive. Think of the negative impacts that could occur in your life if you started drinking a six-pack of beer every night. Your physical health, mental health, relationships, and career would all probably suffer as a result of this. This means that it's important to recognize how one action that you do on a regular basis can influence the larger picture of your life. And because of this, we want to make sure that every day our actions are leading us to becoming the best versions of ourselves, rather than hurting us in the long run. If you recognize and adopt good Keystone Habits, you'll notice that your life can improve dramatically because of that one small change. If you like this video, I make a lot of them. Subscribe to the channel for more from me every week, or visit VihanChelliah.com to stay in touch and get a copy of my free productivity cheat sheet. That's it. Thanks for watching.